Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do a little stand-up for you. So my name is Suzuki. I am half Japanese and half Jewish, which makes me a Jap. Get it? I'm also an Orienta. Oh, people don't get that one. All right, we'll talk after the show. But I actually was born and raised in Japan, so my first language is Japanese, and now I'm doing comedy in my second language. So I'm really smart. And just by a show of hands, I want to see who here does comedy in their second language. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, you do? No, you don't. So that's okay. That's a pretty standard response. But if you guys know much about Japanese culture, you think that you look like you might. You have like a sword collection in your closet. You have like a Pokemon ball collection in your closet. So if you guys know much about Japanese culture, in Asia, you're not really supposed to show affection publicly. So growing up, I never really hugged my parents, or like I never really told them that I love them. And to this day, I've never done that. Yeah, give it up for suppressing affection. Any other Asians in the house? Oh, what? Yes, you get it, right? Yeah, you get it. So I've never hugged my parents. And but now that I've been here for a while, I've dated a couple of white guys, and I realized that hugging my parents is exactly like anal, because stay with me, because at first you're really uncomfortable, but knowing it's expected of you, you just get used to it. Okay, this is not like an anal crowd. People don't like anal here. That's okay. All right, we'll move on to other material. Sorry, I really like anal. Now I do. So because I moved here in 2000, I literally don't know anything about the 90s. What's like a big 90s thing? Like, the what? The pact? The craft. I don't know what that is. Yeah. So I don't know what Steve Urkel is. I really don't. Tell me later. I don't know what Steve Urkel is. I do know what Friends is because they play that shit in Japan, but they call it Furenzu. Chandra Bingu. So they play that in Japan. But the biggest thing when I moved here was O.J. Simpson. Like, that was a hot topic, and I had no idea who he was. Like, I didn't know what the glove was. I didn't know what the juice was. And now that there's this TV show, my only point of reference for O.J. Simpson is Cuba Gooding Jr. But my only point of reference for Cuba Gooding Jr. is that horrible movie, The Boat Trip, that came out in 2002, Horatio Sands buddy comedy, cruise ship, right? Did everyone not see it? Okay, that is fine. That is fine. And my only point of reference for a boat trip is when my family immigrated here for peace and prosperity. So my point is, I don't know what a pog is. Like what? Do you know what a pog is? What?
Love pogs.
Oh, you love pogs.
Yeah.
They just look like round discs. Okay, cool. That sounds cool. Right now I have a Muslim boyfriend who loves brown dudes here. Do we have a brown crowd in the back? Yes, where my South Asians at? So my boyfriend, woohoo, thank you. Okay, it's my time. So my boyfriend is Pakistani, and I went to meet his family in London this Christmas. And they were very cold to me the whole time. So I thought maybe it was because I was kind of Jewish and they're Muslim. I thought maybe that was why. But turns out, I Googled my name and there's a Japanese porn star with the exact same name. And my my photo is attached to her Wikipedia page. So the whole time, they thought I was a 35-year-old Japanese porn star. And I was very curious, so I Googled her work. And I don't know if you guys watch much Japanese porn. I only did it for research. But Japanese porn's kind of creepy, like it's very submissive. The girls all are, it kind of sounds a little rapey. I'm really sorry to do this in this really classy space, but they all go like, and they're like, it's like a kettle that's about to come. You know? So I had to shut that shit down. That is a gross joke. That's so true. It's so, oh, you have a sword collection in your closet.
Who doesn't?
I got you covered. I found another one. So representation. So part of my identity, I've lived here for a while. I was on the subway the other day, and this black guy came up to me and he said, "Ni hao," which is not my language. So I was like, wrong country. And he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Annyeonghaseyo," which is Korean. And I was like, like geographically close, but still off. I mean, that's like me going up to a white guy and being like, "Dzień dobry," which is like Polish for hello. Or like going up to a black guy and being like, yeah, ooh, ew. Like, why did he say ni hao to me? It's exactly the same thing, Rick. Throwing the host some shade. So I stopped taking the subway altogether. And now I only take cabs. A really, really good way to catch a cab, because some cabbies are very particular. They don't go to Brooklyn, if you didn't know. So they never go to Brooklyn, right? I live in Brooklyn. It's hard to get home when you're trashed. So a good way to catch a cab is, I bought one of those like plastic babies. And I carry a plastic baby when I go out because they always pick up moms, right? They can't not pick up a mom. But through trial and error, I learned that this is a really bad way to catch a cab. And I'm just sharing my wisdom. So don't try to catch a cab in blackface because, okay, that was the punchline, but that will go in my delete file. So I'll end with this. Who here likes Dwayne Reed? Okay, this is a CBS crowd. That's okay. We'll go with that. So I was in Dwayne Reed the other day, and I went up to this guy, this employee, and I was like, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the granola bars are?" And he looked at me up and down, and he said, "I don't know, but I like your shoes." Which is like a weird way to hit on me, right? So I walked away and I tweeted at Dwayne Reed while I was in the store, and I said, "I think one of your employees just told me he likes my ass in code." Right? And I thought someone might get in trouble, like someone might get reprimanded. But they responded to me while I was still in the store. And they said, so at Dwayne Reed said, at the Jap, follow me on Twitter, everyone. At the Jap, get it, girl. So somewhere out there, there's an underpaid intern that is doing an awesome job. Okay, so for those of you who didn't get Orienta, come talk to me after the show. I'm Anna Suzuki. Thank you so much.